The Batman. The Batman is an American superhero film based on the DC Comics character of the same name. Films produced by DC Films, 6th and Idaho, Dylan Clark Productions, and Warner Brothers. Released in 2022, it stars Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne/Batman, alongside actors Zoë Kravitz, Paul Dano, Jeffrey Wright, John Turturro, Peter Sarsgaard, Andy Serkis, and Colin Farrell. The film follows Batman, who has been fighting crime in Gotham City for 2 years, uncovering a corruption case while pursuing Riddler, Dano, a serial killer targeting the elite. By Gotham. The development of the film project began as soon as actor Ben Affleck took on the role of Batman in the 2013 DC Extended Universe. Affleck signed on to make the film and star in the film, but later withdrew. Director Matt Reeves then took over the project by taking the film out of the DCU. In May 2019, Robert Pattinson was offered the lead role. The film was filmed mainly in the UK and Chicago, USA, between January 2020 and March 2021. The Batman, Unmasking the Truth premiered at Lincoln Center in New York on March 1, 2022. And was released in theaters worldwide on March 4, 2022. The film has been delayed twice from its first release date in June 2021. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The film grossed over $700 million against a budget of $185 to $200 million, making it the second highest grossing film of 2022, and receiving critical acclaim for its performance, 3, engineering, cinematography, Reeves' direction, action sequences, and plot, although there are still some criticisms regarding the length of the film. At the 95th Academy Awards, the film was nominated in 3 categories including Best Mix, Best Makeup and Best Visual Effects. The work is intended to kick off a shared universe of the Batman, with 2 sequels planned and 2 spin-off TV series in development for HBO Max. On Halloween, Gotham City Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. is murdered by a serial killer calling himself the Riddler. Billionaire Bruce Wayne, who has operated for 2 years as the vigilante Batman, investigates alongside the Gotham City Police Department, GCPD. Lieutenant James Gordon discovers that the Riddler left a message for Batman, but Commissioner Pete Savage berates him for allowing a vigilante to enter the crime scene and forces Batman to leave. The Riddler kills Savage and leaves another message for Batman. Batman and Gordon discover that the Riddler left a thumb drive in Mitchell's car containing images of Mitchell with a woman, Annika, at the Iceberg Lounge, a nightclub operated by mobster Carmine Falcone's Lieutenant Penguin. Batman questions the Penguin, who pleads ignorance, but notices that Selina Kyle, Annika's roommate and girlfriend, works there as a waitress. After Annika disappears, Batman sends Selina back to the Iceberg Lounge to search for answers. Through Selina, Batman discovers that Savage was on Falcone's payroll, as is District Attorney Gil Colson. Selina shuts off communication when Batman presses her about her relationship with Falcone. The Riddler abducts Coulson, straps a timed collar bomb to his neck, and sends him to interrupt Mitchell's funeral. When Batman arrives, the Riddler calls him via Coulson's phone and threatens to detonate the bomb if Coulson cannot answer 3 riddles. Batman helps Coulson answer the first 2, but Coulson refuses to answer the third, name of the informant who gave the GCPD information that led to a historic drug bust ending mobster Sal Maroni's operation. The bomb explodes, killing Coulson and knocking Batman unconscious. Batman and Gordon deduce that the informant may be the Penguin and track him to a drug deal. They discover that Maroni's operation never actually ended and many GCPD officers are involved. Selina inadvertently exposes them when she arrives to steal money. As the Penguin flees, Selina discovers Annika's corpse in a car trunk. Batman captures the Penguin but learns that he was not the informant. Batman and Gordon follow the Riddler's trail to the ruins of an orphanage operated by Bruce's parents Thomas and Martha. They learn that the Riddler was a resident at the orphanage and holds a grudge against the Wayne family. Bruce's butler and caretaker, Alfred Pennyworth, is hospitalized after opening a letter bomb addressed to Bruce. The Riddler then leaks evidence that Thomas, who was running for mayor when he was murdered, hired Falcone to kill a journalist for threatening to reveal embarrassing details about Martha's history of mental illness. Bruce, who grew up believing his father was morally upstanding, confronts Alfred, who confirms the allegations, but states that Thomas decided to turn Falcone over to the police after learning of the murder. Alfred surmises that Falcone had Thomas and Martha killed to prevent this. Selina tells Batman that Falcone is her neglectful father. She learns that Annika was strangled because Mitchell told her that Falcone was the informant and resolves to kill him. Batman and Gordon arrive at the Iceberg Lounge in time to stop her. Batman physically prevents Selina from killing Falcone, explaining that she shouldn't allow Falcone to destroy her future through murdering him and facing prison. Batman escorts a cocky Falcone to the police, while Falcone tells Batman that he knows of all Gotham's hidden secrets and underworld dealings, and that everything he knows dies with him. No sooner does Batman bring Falcone outside to the patrol waiting than Riddler snipes Falcone from his apartment window. Unmasked as forensics accountant Edward Nashton, the Riddler is incarcerated in Arkham State Hospital. Nashton says that, as a neglected orphan, he was envious of the sympathy Bruce received after his parents' murder. He idolizes Batman, who inspired him to target the corrupt and proposes a partnership, but Batman angrily rejects him. Angered at being rejected by his idol, Nashton begins ranting, to which Batman realizes that Nashton still has something planned. Upon realizing Batman hasn't figured out his next course of action, a delighted Nashton gives him one last clue by singing Ave Maria, the song sung at the Mitchells' funeral, to imply that the final part of the plan is Mayor-elect Bella Real's assassination. However, Batman fails to realize this and exclaims, "What have you done?" Searching his apartment, Batman is inadvertently aided by a cop who shows him a carpet-cutting tool, which Riddler had murdered the mayor with at the beginning. Realizing this tool is another clue to uncovering the Riddler's master plan, Batman cuts open the rug of the apartment and discovers via a map drawn on the floor underneath that Nashton has stationed car bombs around Gotham. No sooner has he done this than an online video of Nashton's final transmission before his capture and incarceration plays, explaining gleefully that he had cultivated an online following that plans to assassinate Mayor-elect Bella Real. The bombs destroy the breakwaters around Gotham and flood the city. A shelter is set up in an indoor arena, where Nashton's followers non-fatally shoot Real, but are stopped by Batman and Selina. While battling the cult atop the rafters, Batman defeats them but is almost killed by a last member who is about to execute Batman. Selina arrives and rescues Batman before kissing him, thanking him for preventing her from murdering Falcone. However, the member comes to and almost kills Selina with a knife. Batman is incapacitated from his injuries and unable to get up to protect Selina. He injects himself with adrenaline, gets up, and tackles the member to the ground. He has the member pinned down and beats his face savagely until he is stopped by Gordon and Selina. Gordon approaches the member and tears off his mask to reveal his swollen, bruised face. Gordon asks, "Who the hell are you?" The man responds, "Me? I'm Vengeance." Batman sees a power line swinging just past the crowds in the flooded water below, throwing sparks everywhere as it flails wildly. Batman uses his grappling hook to swing toward the cord and grab onto it. Once he is hanging onto the cord, he uses his detachable bat emblem to sever it, causing him to be shocked by the electricity and fall down into the water. Batman rises from the water, lights a flare, and leads the survivors to safety. Batman aids recovery efforts and vows to inspire hope in Gotham, having seen that his weapon of fear has fueled the drive of vigilantes. Meanwhile in Arkham, Nashton is upset that his plan failed and wailing in his cell. A neighboring cellmate, who is largely obscured behind the steel door of his cell, proposes Nashton a riddle, asking, "Riddle me this: the less you have of me, the more I am worth." Nashton answers, "A friend." They laugh together. Selina deems Gotham to be beyond saving and tries to convince Batman to leave with her, but he declines. They set out to the streets on their motorcycles, playfully weaving around each other. When they get to a fork in the road, Selina goes right and Batman goes left. He looks back in his mirror as she disappears into the horizon. Then, he looks straight ahead. Batman is one of the most famous superheroes in the world and has had many movie adaptations over the years. However, the Batman has chosen its own path, different from its predecessors. It can be said that the Batman chooses a completely different direction from content to style of execution. In the past, Joker has always been a formidable villain with the Dark Knight, but in the new film, the main villain is Riddler, Paul Dano. He is a psychotic killer, often leaving clues after murders to challenge the police and Batman. Therefore, the Batman has crossed the common path of the brand, separated into a separate part. The film is heavily detective of Bruce Wayne's early days with the Batman identity. The work exposes the truth about the first immature steps of Batman, the great famous detective, one of the pillars of the Earth superhero society. From the beginning, the film does not focus too much on the action element, which has created the image of a hero without superpowers against cosmic entities. Therefore, the Batman focuses on portraying tense detective segments. Besides, the film's dark tones contribute to a tense atmosphere of the whole picture. Gotham and the Batman becomes completely different. The city feels both strange and familiar. In the films of director Christopher Nolan, the director is famous for his motto of no effects. So most of the scenes are shot on the corners of New York streets. With Matt Reeves and director of photography Greg Fraser, they wanted to build a different Gotham City but still ensure authenticity. The Italian-born composer, Michael Giacchino, who takes on the main role in the composition of the Batman. He has many years of experience in making deep-rooted soundtracks. In particular, the soundtrack he composed for The Batman is a masterpiece when it accurately reflects each stage of the film, as well as the main character going through. The work consists of different ups and downs, clearly depicting an unstable psychological Batman, confused with the path he has chosen. In addition, the soundtrack of The Batman is sometimes quiet, creating a feeling of magic mixed with a bit of darkness in harmony with the tone of the film. The movie ends today. Remember to subscribe and follow the next episodes. Goodbye and see you again.